5:35 now, developing this morning. Labor Day usually is the final sprint, kicking off that before Election Day with debates, rallies, and a lot of swing state polls taking center stage. But as Scripps News congressional correspondent Joe St. George reports, this month is also about the return of former President Donald Trump's legal cases, with a key hearing this week and a possible sentence in his New York City felony conviction later this month.
Between an assassination attempt, President Biden's decision to step aside, and Vice President Harris's historic nomination, it's easy to lose track of all of the legal issues still facing former President Trump. But those court battles will be back in the headlines soon. Let's start with a quick look at former President Trump's legal calendar in September. This Thursday is when a status hearing in Trump's January 6th case takes place in Washington. That case, and Trump's alleged role on January 6th, has essentially been on hold since the Supreme Court issued an opinion earlier this year that presidents are entitled to some level of immunity. Thursday's hearing will address lingering questions like what charges can remain, and perhaps a new trial date will be set. Avajoy Burnett is Scripps News' legal affairs correspondent and will cover the hearing.
It will now be up to that judge to determine how this case could potentially move forward. They will have the burden to figure out what is covered under presidential immunity and what is not covered.
If the case moves forward and Trump loses this election, it could potentially put the former president in another precarious legal position next year. If Trump wins in November, though.
If former President Donald Trump actually wins, it's very likely that he will tell whoever he appoints at the DOJ to get rid of this case altogether.
Let's move the calendar to September 16th. That is when we expect the New York City judge overseeing Trump's felony convictions to rule whether those convictions can still stand in the wake of that Supreme Court immunity ruling. But first, an even bigger ruling may occur. Last week, Trump's legal team made a new request to move the entire case to federal court. The court on Friday rejected that on technical grounds. Another request is expected soon.
It's a much stronger case now than it was last year when he tried to remove it, because the Supreme Court has said that there is this sort of, protection.
If Trump loses that request and Judge Juan Merchan says the conviction stands, then all eyes will be on September 18th, when Trump is scheduled to be sentenced.
The maximum for any felony is 1 1/3 to 4 years in state prison. The minimum is nothing. There's no mandatory minimum.
In the past, court appearances by the former president have rallied his base. Time will tell if that will happen again, so close to Election Day. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.